If you've ever ridden a bike before, you've probably used the brakes. Whether to slow down, avoid imminent death, or to just do a dope skid, brakes are an essential part of your bike. Brakes are also something you should make sure work before every ride and also monitor for wear. Your pads will have little lines indicating when they need to be replaced. So if you look at them and say, what lines? Or if your brake lever touches your bars when squeezing them, it's a good time to go ahead and spend the 20 bucks for new pads. I was working on an instructional install video for brakes, but quickly realized I'm not a great teacher. I went with the Kool-Stop half salmon pads. The black part is for dry conditions and the red is for wet. The package clearly states this. I occasionally ride through some puddles, so figured it'd be worth trying these out. Originally I had Shimano pads on my bike, and they weren't terribly worn out, but I have had them for about 4 to 5 years, and figured for such a cheap upgrade, it's worth switching them out. I decided to put these new pads to the test against my old pads in a highly accurate and scientific controlled experiment. I did 2 runs on each set of pads, one while the brakes were dry and one while it was wet. I used this gently used Ford Focus as my starting point. We rode at a moderate pace and began braking at the edge of my driveway. The goal obviously is to stop as quickly as possible on each scenario. So first up, we'll take a look at the old Shimano pads while they're dry.
Feet.
This run will be the Shimano pads while they're wet. Thank you to Abby for throwing a bucket of water on me. I know she loved it.
14 feet, 10 inches.
Alright, and next up are the new Kool-Stop half salmon pads on a dry run.
Way sooner.
And then this last one is the Kool-Stop salmon pads with the bucket of water.
Very good. 10 and a half.
So was this test completely accurate? No. It's probably not a fair comparison to do new pads versus old pads. What this test does do a good job of is showing that you should upgrade your brake pads. I mean, it's a great demonstration as to why you need to pay attention to your parts and upgrade them as they get worn out. I've had the Kool-Stops for about a month. I really like them. They modulate a little bit better. The Shimanos are a really hard material, so they grip really hard. They weren't as noisy, I noticed, as my Shimano pads, so I definitely like that. They're pretty quiet. Only when you pull really hard on the front brake, it makes a pretty awful squealing noise. So can I recommend the Kool-Stop pads? I would say yes. If you want like the better modulation feeling, a little softer compound, and especially if you live in like Portland or the Pacific Northwest, you're going to want it for those wet conditions. I'm not knocking Shimano at all. I think those pads were great. So it's really personal preference. I think the price is about the same. So that's up to you guys. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out. It helps get this video out to more people that may need new brake pads on their road bike. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. New video every Sunday. And thank you again for watching. So until the next one, take it easy, stay fresh and breezy, and we'll see you soon.